Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jason. Thank you so much for being here. It's actually a very beautiful morning here at Caffeine Octane. The sun's out. It's gonna warm up really nicely. It's gonna be a beautiful day, and there's already a ton of cars out here, all kinds of good stuff to check out. So we're gonna go look at those. But do me a favor, if you're here for the first time or you just haven't yet, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button for me. I'd really appreciate it. It would show your support and it'd mean the world to me. So with that being said, let's go check out some cars.
All the things you think is wrong with you is just a doorway to the discovery of your strength.
All right, so I know these clips here are going to seem a little out of left field, but it's interesting what's kind of going on with the car community, and I wanted to talk about it because at this show, they don't ever put anything out about revving engines or I don't know, some of the other things that kind of go along with car culture. But at this show, they made a real big point in saying that there was no revving allowed while at this show, while the supercars, as you'll see later in the video, drive over to the other side of the event where they stage for the rest of the show. They made a real big point of saying no revving, no doing any of that kind of stuff, because Cobb County Police would be issuing tickets if that happened, which I thought was really interesting. And as I had left the event momentarily, I noticed there's a spot here where a lot of car spotters line up, and it's basically on the on-ramp to 75 South, which is the major highway here from north of Atlanta, and basically what you would get onto to head back down south to Atlanta. And when they have the Caffeine and Octane event, usually on the on-ramp here, there are basically hundreds of, I don't know, a couple hundred people that will set up chairs and cameras and basically car spotters that will, take shots of, the cool cars, leaving the event. They basically get on the highway, they get on the gas, and it's neat. It is what it is. Cool exhaust sounds, super and hyper cars, shooting up the highway. And as I passed this, I realized there was nobody set up there, like none. And I thought that was interesting. And then I noticed that there was a cop car sitting there blocking pedestrians from being able to walk over there. And then I noticed in the McDonald's that's right next to it, there were cops set up with their lights already going. And so I've really found that interesting, combined with basically the statement, no revving and none of the stuff that goes along with really fast cars, showing off at shows like this. Making that statement and then seeing the crackdown on this, I started to think about some other stuff I'd seen in the news recently about car culture, takeover stuff, and just before the show, about a week or so before, there was a event that had been broken up in Cobb County with a bunch of car guys, car people at a car meet. I don't think it was more like an impromptu thing, and they basically had shut it down. And so as I saw all this, I started to think about it, and I started to really see that there is this huge effort being made to stop some of this stuff and to prevent injuries and crashes and potentially have spectators injured and all this stuff, which is good. Obviously, you don't want people to get hurt, especially at such a large event like this. But I just thought that was interesting. So I actually pulled over into this McDonald's, found a parking spot, and I went over to one of the police officers, and he was kind of standoffish. Obviously, they're trying to keep people from walking around, parking at McDonald's, and walking over to this on ramp where they're waiting for to do car spotting stuff. And so I walked over and I just asked the guy. I said, "Hey, I'm just curious what's going on." I said, usually they allow people over. He said, "No, we're not allowing that." The stuff going on with the Caffeine and Octane event was spilling over into areas outside of where they're permitted to do the Caffeine and Octane activities, like local businesses and parking lots adjacent to the show. And I said, "Is it in response to any of the other stuff that's going on with car culture, car takeover stuff?" And he said, "Yeah, a little bit." He said, "Yeah, it's just we're trying to crack down on this kind of unsafe behavior." And so anyways, I just thought that was really interesting, and I think there's a shift in car culture that's going on right now. I think there's people that are just kind of fed up with all this stuff, and I don't blame them. I mean, this car takeover stuff, we see at intersections and all this crazy nonsense that's going on is quite ridiculous, if you ask me, and stupidly dangerous. But I'm going to do another video talking about this because I think it's interesting, and I think it just shows that there's this huge shift in the tolerance that communities have for this stuff, because I think the idiots that all they do is go out and they try to flex and show off with their cars and do donuts and burnouts and take over stuff. I think that time is really coming to an end, or at least the effort is being made to really crack down on that stuff, which they should. It's definitely not safe, and it really affects so many other people, especially when they do these like intersection takeover events. And so anyways, I just thought that was really interesting, and just a noticeable change in the way things had been and the way they are moving forward, especially with an event like this that is so large. I just found that really interesting. So I just wanted to share that, and I'll try to do a video talking about what's going on locally. In fact, I've got a friend who's a detective with the Cobb County Police Department who I'm going to be talking to about this, and I wanted to get his take, or the official, not an official take, but what he has heard or what they're doing, from the cops' perspective, in regards to this, and what's really prompted it, because it just, everything had been one way, and all of a sudden it's shifted, and it was a huge change from the way things had usually been at this show. But yeah, that's kind of all I wanted to say about that. I just wanted to share what I had seen at this event, and hopefully that all makes sense.
Racing to the finish line, seatbelt, fast whips, got a win in mind. See me when I skirt off, ain't no tennis.
So tell me, what are we looking at here?
Yeah. So this is your 2025-2026 Modern Classic. We make them designed to be like those first generation Broncos. So it looks like a 66 to 77 Bronco, but it's all started on a brand new chassis. So new drivability, all the technology, all your safety features. So 6 airbags, everything you would find in a modern luxury car, but packaged in the classic look. So it's really cool. It's beautiful. Take a look at the inside. This is our GT Silver, so obviously classic color from the 60s and 70s. Tobacco interior. It is stunning.
I am
never seen something like this. It's beautiful.
It's incredible.
Wow.
I mean, you take it literally anywhere, and you have people that are stopping you, asking what it is, what year it is. So.
Oh, absolutely.
know.
So you start from a base, and then you build this?
So we start on a brand new 2025, 2026 Bronco.
Okay.
Completely strip it down, keep like 10, 15% of the car. Yeah.
Wow.
And everything we redesign. So we engineer and stamp our own body panels. The interior we do ourselves as well. All leather and Alcantara wrap.
I would check out the interior.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah. Check out the rear cargo space. So you got authentic teak wood in the rear cargo.
Oh, beautiful.
Beautiful. Got a built-in cooler back there as well. So really, really cool.
Wow, that is something else. Thank you.
100%. Yeah.
And what does this thing start at?
So it starts at 250.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say most of the fully equipped builds are gonna go for like 295 up to like 320, 330.
Okay.
This one is actually a demo unit, so it's I think about 800 miles on this one. It's currently listed at 285. So this is one that we have available.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't tell anyone. We might give that one away.
Well,
We'll see.
if you have to, I'm
Yeah.
standing right here. I will
Exactly.
absolutely take the key from you. Wow, thank you guys. And so where can people check this thing out? Where can they go?
Yeah. So I would say easiest place is our Instagram. Vintage
Okay.
Modern.
Vintage Modern,
and
okay.
We have, over 2.4 million followers.
Okay.
We're really big on Instagram. Put a lot into our marketing.
Getting somebody. They just warned him about revving.
going to be it for this one. Thank you so much for being here. If you want to show your support, hit the subscribe button for me. I'd really, really appreciate it. Thank you again. Look, stay safe out there, take care of each other, and enjoy the ride. Peace.